Hey, what's up? I'm just sat here defrosting by my cozy little campfire after getting so much snow piled up on me outside of my log cabin. But while I'm here, shall we talk about Curdle Cove? And I want to share with you my favourite Curdle Cove artworks per card category. Remember, it's just by the artwork and not by the card's ability. So let's get into it. Starting things off, we're going to talk about the characters, and in third place for my character has to be Bootstrap Benji, the goodest doggo in all of the Salem Plain. Now, I absolutely love this little cute little dog. You can tell he's a tavern dog. He's got a bit of fat, or should I say fluff on him. He's got a good nose on him. Nothing can get past him. He'll sniff you straight out. And the goodest boy needs a good place on my tier. Next up, we have Conjurer Otrix, or should I say Otrix Siren Returns. Now, maybe it's because of the lore that I'm a sucker for this card, but she was in Curdle Hill, now she's here, she's a siren, she's got her dragon egg staff, or should I say Countess Isadora's dragon egg staff after she was taken into custody, but her card design really does show a contrast to her previous card, whereas the previous card was sort of like, ooh, necromancy, ooh, this one is showing that she's more of a siren. And coming in first place, it has to be something as majestic as the Moonveil Rider. Now that ghost stag looks absolutely amazing. And the fact that you look at the character riding the stag in this, you don't know what race he is. We're told that he's a wraith wizard, but we haven't seen any wraiths before. And just that mystery with him being shrouded in darkness and the stag being up front, glowing like that, it's just a really, really cool card. Next up, we have our actions, and starting things off in third place, we have Dark Rainbow. Now, the outside of this rainbow almost gives that tar-like Akrom effect, and I know this came from the Akrom faction inside of Curdle Cove, and that it's a spell which draws all colour away from its surroundings, but I like the idea of Akrom robbing the colour, and we really do get to see it inside of this card. Next up, we have the card I am jealous about. I'll tell you why in a sec. We have Summon the Kraken. Now, the reason I'm jealous about this is we didn't get a Kraken character. The Kraken was there on the promotional artwork and the artwork on the promo card, the box. The Kraken's everywhere, but we only got it as an action. The fact that it's summoning the Kraken, where's the Kraken? I want the Kraken, but he is absolutely beautiful, lovely tentacles. It looks like he's pouncing almost like a praying mantis. Or, arguably, he could be a cute little squid, a tiny weeny little squid that they've called Kraken, and that's cute as well. Coming in at number one, though, has to be Anchors Aweigh. We're moving over to the seafaring people here, not under the sea, not next to the sea, on the sea, with just Anchors Aweigh. You really get an action shot of this anchor dropping down, and the beautiful blue in the background really complements this anchor. And as well as that, you've got the details of the I don't know what they're called, the flaps on the anchor that can fold up and down for storage, and just the way that there's bubbles coming up, and you've got the movement of the water as it almost glides or strikes through, just makes it amazing. Moving on to the objects. Now, there were only 5 objects in this set, so I had to choose 60% of them for this, and I am guilty of having them all belong to one faction. So coming in number 3, we have Kaluda Glass, a simple but yet intricate and majestic looking mirror. Distorts whoever looks into it, maybe makes them go mad. It says it's hypnotic power, dark magic from such a beautiful looking mirror. Coming in at number 2, we have the Kaluda Trident. I didn't put this at number 1, although it does look really cool. I like its take on a trident. Most tridents you basically see it's just like entirely metal, really sharp, but this one looks more natural, almost like it was made from the sea rocks. And I believe we do get to see some kind of form of trident, not this exact same one, in one of the cards for the Moonveil Coven, but it's really nice. And coming in at number 1, we have the Coral Crown, which is worn by the leader of the Moonveil Coven. I've forgotten her name, I do apologise, it'll be on screen as I'm saying this, as I correct myself in post. But it's a nice looking crown. It's not like a typical crown, like when I say crown you imagine like the queen, oh sorry, the king's crown. But this was sort of adorned in silver shells, and then the silver coral coming up really adds to its name, and it can only sit on a worthy head, and a worthy head it does. Now coming into our final category, we have the locations, and locations are always special here as they are just amazing, and it's always really hard to choose a top 3. But in third place we have Luxmorn Main Street. Now this really does remind me of a seaside town down south. I know it is literally based off of one. I did a short on that, link in the cards right now if I remember to put it in there. But this is in such a contrast of what is below the sea here. You sort of get that sense of idyllic life that is present within Curdle Cove. And it's also in contrast to Curdle Hill in a way, because in Curdle Hill everything we saw from Curdle Village was shrouded in darkness. It looked like it had been worn down for years. It looked like it was abandoned, but this is just a nice place to live. In number 2 we have Shipwreck. How could I not talk about Shipwreck? It has to be one of my favourite postcards that came in the collector's edition. You got the shark, you got the fish, the ominous looking light coming out of the shipwreck. Trapped souls lurk in their watery grave. I can imagine that the servant to the sirens, that card, they're probably trapped in there just waiting for their next orders. It's mysterious, it's ominous, it just looks great. And in number 1 we have Galley's Arch. Very much based on Durdle lore here. The Moonveil Rider I can see probably being around this area, but you've got the sea mist coming up and around the rocks. And we know that this is literally in the cove that Luxmorn Main Street is next to, and having that sort of stormier area almost makes it look like a bridge between the two factions here. You've got the Moonveil Coven, you've got the Free Folk of Luxmorn, but that just idea that the sea is incredibly powerful and this arch is still withstanding the erosion, it's holding on, completed the test of time. And just those seagulls going over the arch, it looks like it could be a photograph of something in real life. And that was my top 12 favourite cards from the Curdle Cove expansion. Now, most cards in any Achroma expansion are beautiful. I just think these ones are especially beautiful. You'll probably think some cards didn't deserve to be on here, some cards did deserve, but in the end, they're all beautiful. If you thought I made a massive mistake though, please feel free to comment below.